All right, third graders, welcome to your second day of music class for this week. Technically day number 8. Oh my goodness, I hope you had fun kind of wrapping up your Instruments of the Orchestra experience for the past few days that we had it. I hope you have like more of appreciation, even maybe have some ideas of what instrument you might want to try next year when you come back to Coronado as 4th graders. So a lot of exciting things happen with the Instruments of the Orchestra. So typically now, what I was going to be doing with you guys, which I'm super bummed that I can't have you in my room learning this, is learning the recorder. I was gonna have you guys get your hands on a recorder, practice the recorder, all of those things, and it just did not happen. So I'm gonna do my best to do it in a remote learning way. If you do have a recorder at home to use because your siblings have one, or maybe your parents still have theirs from way back in the day, you can totally use it. We're actually not going to use the recorder today, but that's going to be our kind of final thing that I want to kind of wrap up with you guys. So we're going to get into the actual recorder stuff next week, and we'll do some recorder lessons next week. But what we're going to do today is actually focus on what the notes are and how they look at the lines and spaces. So I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's do some vocal warm-ups just to get our bodies warmed up and our minds centered in the music world, and then we'll go jump into our very first lesson leading to the recorder, okay? Excellent. All right, let's see. Let's do an echo exercise again because I don't have my keyboard with me. So, and let's do the instrument song because we just finished doing the instruments, okay? So I'll go first. Ready? Listen to the marching beat. Doesn't it make you want to move your feet? Listen to the beat of the big bass drum. Prom, prom, rat-a-tat-a-tum. Listen to the trombone slide low. Listen to the saxophone, la-di-da. Listen to the marching beat. Doesn't it make you want to move your feet? Excellent job, you guys. Nice. Let's do some siren voices to get kind of our higher voices warmed up. Repeat after me. Woo! Woo, 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 woo! Wee, wee, woo! Woo! Nice. Okay, and let's end with another round of Sarah Sponda. And I think somebody would like to come help me. Mosby, can you come here? One tweet. Come on. Let's go. Okay. Let's see how much we can do. All right, here we go. Sarah Sponda, ready, go. Sarah Sponda, Sarah Sponda, Sarah Sponda, rat, set, set. Sarah Sponda, Sarah Sponda, Sarah Sponda, rat, set, set. Adore-o, adore-boom-de-o, adore-boom-de, rat, set, set. Passe, passe, oh. You are heavier than I thought you would be. Thank you, you guys. Good warm up today. Let's look at the lines and the spaces of the treble clef staff so we know how to read the recorder music next week. Say bye, Mosby. Good boy. All right, you guys. So for this activity, if you would please get a piece of paper, if you could. Doesn't have to be a really big piece of paper. I'm using the entire whiteboard just so I make it nice and big for you to see. But you can just use like a sticky note. You could write on a small piece of paper. Whatever you have available would be super helpful for this, okay? And once you get that paper, I want you to draw 5 lines. Let me fix this really quick. 5 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just right next to each other with space in between them, which is super important to have that space in between them. Go ahead and pause the video and get that done first. Once you are ready, you can play the video again right at this point. So when we have 5 lines like that, it is called a staff. S-T-A-F-F, a staff. Okay, and a staff, when it's just like this empty, doesn't really mean anything yet. It's just kind of like the lines of our paper when we're going to write a sentence or words, right? So in order to make it mean something, we need a symbol first. So I'm going to draw this symbol. You can give it a shot if you want to. Look at the way that I draw it. And this symbol right here is called a treble clef. Treble. It kind of sounds like trouble. And I didn't put very much space in between the B and the L, sorry, but the treble is T-R-E-B-L-E, clef, C-L-E-F, and then our staff here. So this treble clef all of a sudden means that these lines and spaces have the letters of the musical alphabet. And the musical alphabet basically is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, F, G. It just repeats and repeats and repeats. So there's some connections in that we use letters just like we do in the English language, but now we're going to put them as a symbol system and as notes on this staff right here, okay, on the treble clef staff. So I'm going to give you guys some little bit of hints on how to help you remember what the lines and the spaces are. I'm going to start with the spaces, the space between the lines, because I feel like it's the easiest one to remember. So I'm going to go ahead and draw, and you can copy me. I'm going to draw a note on every single space of my staff. Okay, so I have a note in every space. How many notes do I have? 4. Okay, if you don't, then you might have too many lines drawn. So make sure you erase the line and that you have 5 total lines, okay? Once you have those, it's very important that we actually spell from bottom to top. Okay, say it with me, bottom to top. Excellent. Okay, and here's the cool thing. The spaces actually spell an English word. How easy is that? And it actually rhymes with the word space. Isn't that cool? And the word I'm talking about is face. F-A-C-E, face. So if we spell it from bottom to top, we have F-A-C-E. Just like that. So whenever you see a note that's in a space on the first space, you know it's an F. If you see a note on the third space, it's going to be a C. Okay, that's going to come in later for our fun game we're going to do after this, okay? All right, and then let's go ahead and figure out our lines. These are a little trickier. When you draw a note, a line note, it actually has to go through the middle of the note. Do you see that? Space notes don't have anything through them. A line note makes it so that the line has to go through the note itself. So I'm going to go ahead and draw all of my line notes here. Excellent. Okay, now, the lines that I expect you to know do not spell a word. And so it's a little bit trickier when they don't spell a word. But what I do use is a cool little phrase that helps me remember it because it starts with the first letter of every note. Okay, so one of the ones that I'm going to have you guys remember, but if you figure out a different one, that's great, is evil gummy bears die first. Say that with me. Evil gummy bears die first. Say it one more time. Evil gummy bears die first. Isn't that silly? So if we have evil, remember bottom to top, just like I said for the face, we're going to start with E for evil, right? And then what's next? Gummy. So we're going to draw a G for gummy. What's next? Bears. So this is a B. And then die starts with a D. And then first is an F. Just like that, okay? Evil gummy bears die first. Some other things that people like to use are every good boy deserves fudge. That's been a really famous one since I was in school. Some other cool ones, elephants go bouncing down freeways. I've heard of that one. Elvis's guitar broke down Friday. That is also one, and that's kind of cool because today that I am filming this is on a Friday. And then the last one I've heard are, oh my gosh, let's totally get in my mind. Oh, even George Bush drives fast. That's kind of an older one. But anyway, use whatever one you want. I love Evil Gummy Bears Die First because that's the one that all my kiddos seem to remember the best. So we're going to use that. And if you notice a pattern, if I start with this A right here and I alternate from line to space going up the staff, what happens? A, B, C, D, E, F. What's happening? It's going forward in the musical alphabet. It's going that same pattern, okay? And it's going, when we go up and alternate, it's just doing that. That's kind of all that it is. So honestly, as a strategy, if you can't remember Evil Gummy Bears Die First, then if you can remember FACE, if this note is right there and you're trying to figure out what that note is, okay, but you know that this is an A, the space right beneath it is an A, then you can think, oh, what's the letter after A in the alphabet? B. So you can learn it that way too. Just some cool patterns I want to do to see. Now I'm going to show you a computer game that I'm going to have you guys play around with. It's called Staff Wars, which is awesome because it's a play off of Star Wars, but it uses the word staff. And in order to know this, I would have this written down somewhere. I'm going to show you it's on my computer where I have it to help you out. And then I'm also going to show you that there's some new notes on there that they have that are not the ones we're studying, but I'll show you. Okay, let's look at the game. Okay, now before we start the game, I'm going to have you make sure you have your little piece of paper. I have it up here. It's kind of hard to see. I have my little piece of paper. You can do a sticky note. I just did a piece of tape to hold it up there. You can put it down here on your computer. It's totally up to you. But I wrote all of the notes that we learned. So we had the space notes, FACE, and the line notes, E, G, B, D, F, Evil Gummy Bears Die First. And then over here are some extra notes. If you get really high in the levels of this game, then you can copy down these notes right here, the G and the A that go above the staff, and then the D and the C that go below the staff. So I'm not really expecting you to know these notes, but if this is something that you're having a lot of fun doing and you want to go up in level, then those are notes that you need to know. So I just wanted to put that there. Add them to your thing if you feel like you want to, but you definitely do not have to. All right, so when I first have the link for you to click on, you're probably going to see a blank screen that's black. And that's because you need to come over. You guys, so I just had quite the bit of thing because usually we have a black screen like I showed you and you click over there and all you have to do is click allow. But for some reason, my computer wouldn't let me do that, and because it needs what's called Flash Player to work, and so you need to like give it all these permissions. So if that happens to you and you're clicking on that red icon that you saw earlier and it's not working, come over here to this info button right here. And it will actually take you to, if you go to site settings down here, because this will say not allowed right there. So you're going to go to site settings. It'll pop up here. And then if you go down here, you can actually press this button, which is probably on block since you can't see it. And you just press allow right there. And then it saves it. And then you can click out of settings and it'll take you to this page. So if you can't get to this page, do the best that you can. And oh shoot, I lost my little note thing. So remember I have, oh here it is. So have these notes up here for you to do it. Sorry, I was trying different computers. That took me a while to figure that out. You're gonna go over here to the treble clef. I'm gonna go ahead and unmute this sound so you can hear it. So it should look like this. And this is the clef that we have been studying that I just showed you. So we're gonna click on there. Has some really cool noise to it, all right? And then it should look like this. So I have my notes up here with my extra ones if you wanna go crazy. And you're gonna press start. And you're gonna see a note come across the staff and it's coming really slowly. The first thing you need to ask yourself is it a line note or is it a space note? And if you look up here, it's a space note. There's no line through it. So how do you spell your spaces? F-A-C-E, so you're gonna click F. And before it hits that green line, to make sure that you get the point, okay? So right now we have one correct answer. This one's a line note, so you're gonna spell Evil Gummy Bears. That's on the second line, so that's a G. So you're gonna press G. Now you can do it on there, or this one is a G again. You can come here and press a G here, and it'll do the same thing. So you can use your mouse or you can use the letters on your keyboard. All right, so there's a space note, right? Third space, F-A-C. So we're gonna go over here and click C. and they start really slow, so it gives you that time to really analyze which note it is. This is another line note. It's on the middle line, so it's a B. We're going to talk about that next week with the recorder. Okay, and here's a G again on the second line, evil gummy. So we're going to press a G. And then this one's an F-A-C because that's a space note. We're spelling the word face. And then evil gummy bears die. So that's a D. And I'm playing enough just so I can show you what happens when we get more of them right. So here's another B, and there's a B again. Look what happens when we get 10 right. Level up, the music gets a little bit faster, and so do the notes. So then what you have to, oopsie, if you get to this level, it's that one up here, and I have this is on the top space, so that's a G. And so I'm going to hit the G. And then this one is this first space, so that's an F. So if you get this far, you'll have to use my extra notes up there, okay? So write them down on a piece of paper so you can see them. Let me show you what happens if I don't get it in time or I do the wrong note. So let's say I thought that was an E. Oop, it turns red and I have 1 life gone. So I have to keep going. I have 2 more lives left. Oh no, I got that one wrong. So now I have this, and then if I wait too long, because this is all about trying to go as fast as you can, and it hits there, oh, and then it's game over. So then I have 14 correct. I got to level 2, which is a really good level for you guys to get up. I don't expect you guys to get so far in this because we're just learning about it, but have some fun with this. Email me if you have some questions about getting to the Staff Wars, and you guys have an awesome time in art and PE, and I will see you guys next week with some recorder practicing. Woohoo! All right, you guys, have a wonderful day. Bye.